Oh, hello. I didn't see you sitting there. But I did see you sitting there, Buster. Excuse me, Buster. Good man, buddy. Say hi to the people, Buster. All right. Yeah. My cat trying to take over my seat. That's pretty much how the days go. Got two cats, and they're always sitting where I need to be sitting. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. Hello, my name is Daniel Villalobos. Some of you might recognize me from The Way We Nerd. Some of you probably, actually a bunch of you probably don't recognize me at all. The Way We Nerd is a podcast I do with a bunch of friends. And yeah, there's links to that all over my website, which we'll talk about that soon. Anyway, this is the planet of the collector. I have been collecting toys, comic books, and cards, both sports and non-sports, for over 30 years now. And I've held on to them for a very, very long time, but now I want to share them with the world. And hopefully you'll find something you've been looking for a long time, or a perfect gift for somebody for the holiday season coming up, or their birthday, or whatever it may be, or just because you want to tell them you love them. So, you know what? Whatever it takes. Shout out to Tony Stark, Iron Man. All right. So today, for the first episode, we are going to talk about comic books. Comic books have been a part of my life since 1989, I believe, was the first comic book I ever bought. Maybe in 88, but I think it was 89 because it was right after I saw... No, it was right... I bought a comic book before I saw Batman, but Batman was the reason I started reading them. But anyway, my first comic book ever was Usagi Yojimbo, number 8. I still own that comic book, and that's one I will never sell. I remember buying it because I was buying baseball cards that day, but I said I should buy a comic book too because he's so kind of cool. And he was a little samurai bunny rabbit who, sliced up a bunch of people. So he's a lot of fun to read. Stan Sakai, the great Stan Sakai, writer and artist, which a lot of people don't do nowadays. The book that really started me collecting was Spider-Man number 1 by Todd McFarlane, which was one of the most popular books of all time, one of the most highest selling. Not the most highest selling, that's not the highest selling, most, that doesn't sound right. The highest selling is the X-Men number 1, Jim Lee, and I can't remember who else was involved with that, but it doesn't matter. Jim Lee was involved in it because he's awesome. And that came out in the mid-90s or early 90s, around when the X-Men cartoon was on everybody's mind and all the kids were watching it. Anyway, so yeah, that's how kind of my comic book collecting got started, and ever since, and I have about 7,000 now, and I want to sell a lot of them, and because I've enjoyed them and I've read them, and I've also kept them in very good shape. All my books are very high grade. They're not professionally graded, not all of them. I'm going to get some of them, but most of them aren't professionally graded. But if you were to get them graded, I guarantee you they would be very fine to near mint. Most of my books. Some of them aren't as good, and I will always be honest with what it is, and I will show you and I will share, because I'm a pretty good, what's the word I'm looking for? Amateur grader, because I've been reading comic books for so long, so I kind of know what to look for. And all my stuff comes fully guaranteed. Obviously, if you get it and you don't, it's not, it's not the shape that I said it was in, then we'll talk about it. All right, so let's get started on today's episode and what I got going up on eBay very soon. I'm going to be selling stuff on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, and you can find it probably on Pinterest too, which I think links to the eBay. And eventually I'll have my website will be up. It's coming very, very soon, and within the next week or two it should be up, where there's a bunch of other stuff you can buy and a bunch of deals that I offer, like 2-for-1s and collections that are trying to collect them apart would be very expensive, but I've got them for you on the website, and a bunch of other toys and other stuff that I'll put some stuff on eBay, but most of my stuff is going to be on that website. So the first book we got up here is an X-Men book. Actually, they're all X-Men books today. Today's an X-Men themed day. This is a story called Schism by Jason Aaron and Carlos Pacheco. And first of all, I have the prelude, which is, what comics do sometimes. They have a mini-series or some books that lead into the event or crossover. This one This one isn't a huge crossover. It wasn't a huge event. Not like the other two that I got coming up. Oh, dropping comics all over the place. Don't worry, they are still in good condition. Yeah, because my books are usually immediately put into bags and boards, then read very carefully with gloves, and then immediately put back into bags and boards. Okay, I don't always wear gloves, but I'm very careful. You won't really find fingerprints on here. So that's the four books you'll get. With the other, let's see, there's 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna count. 5 books of the main series. So here is Schism, and unfortunately, most of them are third and second printings. You know, it's not going to be, you know, they're not like they're not valuable. You know, sometimes second and third printings become more valuable than the first printings because they're rarer, or more rare. I don't know which correct English on that one. I'm not exactly sure on this one, but I do like the third printing on this one because I've always liked the sketch covers. Sorry, you can see that a little bit there. You know, Jason Aaron, who is killing it on Thor right now and pretty much everything else he writes, but this was his story, his X-Men story a little while back, and basically it just deals with finally the rivalry between Cyclops and Wolverine has come to a head, and now there's a schism. Get it? Okay. Cool. Next one I'm going to talk about is called X-Men: The Second Coming. This is one of my favorite X-Men crossover events, mini-series, whatever you want. This is a major series. It wasn't even a mini-series. It went through pretty much every single X book. I think at the time there was probably around 8 or 9, and it went through all of them. And it had 22 main chapters, so 22 books that are just and I have all 22 here. And quite a few of the side books, like X Factor here. You know, X Factor had its own things going on in the series. And so this has to deal with Hope, who is the adopted daughter of Cable. You know, Cable from the future, from X-Force. He played by Josh Brolin in the Deadpool 2 movie. So what's cool about this book is that there was an event that happened before Second Coming, which I'm going to get to that one too, that somewhat set up what happened here. They're not like right after each other, but they're pretty close. What happens is the mutant population is pretty much decimated, and I think there's 100 and I don't want to get the number wrong, so I'm not even going to guess, but almost a little under 200 mutants I think left in the world, and there hasn't been any born since what they called M-Day, I think is what it was called, when the mutants got wiped out. And God, I probably got that so wrong. My nerd cred's gonna be taken away from me. But Hope is the first mutant born since then. Cable comes back in time from the future and takes her into the future to raise her because her life is threatened as a baby because she's the first mutant born, and that gives, obviously she's considered the Messiah, and that's what this story is. It's a Messiah story with Hope at the center and Cable being kind of like Mary and Joseph into one. Well, more of an adoptive thing though, because it's not his real daughter. This is a story by Craig Kyle, Chris Yost. There's some art by David Finch. I mean, these are some fantastic covers. Like, oh my God, where's one this one's really cool. Wolverine standing over her, almost like execution style. That's Hope right there. And I guarantee you, we're gonna get Hope in a future movie because she's too interesting not to. So anyway, so there you go. That's X-Men: Second Coming. Like I said, 22. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. There's 14 chapters, 22 books total. That's what it is. 14 chapters, 22 books total. And then last for today, actually, no, I'll have one more that I wanted to show, but that's just a single issue. No, we'll do that on another show. I'm sorry. I'm changing the program as I'm recording it. House of M. All right, this was a major event a few years ago involving Wanda, Scarlet Witch, and we all know her as Elizabeth Olsen has brought her to life in the Avengers movies. And we got that new show coming up, and if anybody's as excited as I am, which I'm very excited, WandaVision, with her basically doing what she kind of did in this book, where because people don't realize how powerful Scarlet Witch is. She's ridiculously powerful, like level 5 mutant. Like she's up there with Xavier, with Magneto. She's like with Jean Grey. She's up there with the most powerful mutants out there. She can literally alter reality, and that's probably what we got coming in this TV show from what the trailer looks like, and the pictures I've seen. And then what this story is why it leaded into Second Coming was in this story, Wanda altered reality in making the mutants the dominant species on the planet. So Homo superior have taken over Homo sapien as the most dominant species on the planet. And then, because I don't want to give away too much in these stories, but the aftermath basically is Second Coming, because she makes up for it in an absolutely horrible way. So, but I'll let you read these stories to get there, because they're wonderful stories. X-Men, like these covers, like they're painted covers, and they're just so pretty. I'm failing myself because I'm not remembering an exact cover artist, but see if I can find their autograph. Usually I can tell by their art or their autograph at the very least, but I don't. This one I'm getting wrong. But anyway, Brian Michael Bendis wrote this story, art by quite a few people actually, but Copiel, Olivier, I think his first name is, and here's a sketchbook which will be included in there, basically for free, but it's kind of a cool little sketchbook, Secrets of House of M and the House of M Day After. So with this one, I don't have all the side books available for you, but a lot of them will be available on my website. Once again, planetofthecollector.com. But this, you will get here the original miniseries, 8 books for the miniseries, and then 3 extra books, the House of M sketchbook. Let me put these down. It's a little easier on myself. You're gonna fall over, aren't you? No, okay. House of M sketchbook, Secrets of House of M, and the House of M the Day After. So you get 11 books here, and like I said, it's all about the eBay, so you'll find out the price when you get there, or if there'll be, everything I have will have an auction, but I do have a price in mind, as most sellers do, but I'm also very flexible, and I love to barter, and bargain, I should say, and haggle, as it were. So I'm open to that. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. I have another episode coming very soon where we're going to talk about toys, because toys are a lot of fun. And then eventually we'll get some cards out there, but that's taking a little longer to organize because I did not realize I had so many cards left. I thought I got rid of them all. I did not. Anyway, all right, everybody. Thank you very much for visiting with me. I will see you soon. Check out, like I said, Planet of the Collector on eBay, my website, Planet of the Collector at Facebook, Instagram. I got it all. All right, everybody. Talk to you soon.